They'll stop talking when you start talking.
Yeah, I know. Oh, my goodness. Good morning. I'm waiting for a couple people to step on in here. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Topeka. My first task this morning is to ask you to silence your devices if you haven't already done so. This morning's program is coordinated by our much-loved Erin Forstein, back here, and it is our annual water communion. Our opening words this morning are, "Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day." Are there any announcements this morning? If there are, please go to the microphone and state your name. Seeing none, I will make my own. My name is Richie McDonald, and it's time to resume dinners for 8 for the fall season. So see me after the show, and we'll get you signed up beginning in September.
Our whole lives.
Our whole lives.
Could you please stand? Do we have words up there? On the slides? There should be. All right. If you would stand as you are willing and able. Tis a gift to be simple, tis a gift to be free, tis a gift to come down where we want to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right. Will you do it again? 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we want to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and
And now Linda and Jaden will come and light the chalice.
This morning's chalice lighting comes from the first verse of Bob Dylan's song, "The Times They Are A-Changing." And you might note that Erin named her son after Bob Dylan. Come gather around people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time is to you is worth saving, and you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. And then Erin's editorial comment at the end says, the service is called "There's Something in My Water," and it's about pollution, specifically in the form of microplastics.
And Vicki George will read the story for all ages today. So children, if you want to come and sit closer, you may.
Now, let's see if that works. Sure does. Okay. All right. Now, before we start, I want to show the cover of this book. I took it off because I thought that's just one less thing I don't want to have to work with. But does anybody know what this means? Your oldest kids might. Do you know what this means? Very good book. This is the Caldecott Award. Now, what's unique about the Caldecott Award is it's for the picture. Beautiful pictures. So it's the illustrator that wins this award, but you gotta have a really good story behind it. Because you might have great pictures, but if the story stinks, you don't win the award. So this is a really important award. This is We Are. Water is the first medicine. Nokomis told me. Now, who do you think Nokomis is? What do you think? The older woman, isn't it? Maybe a grandmother? Yeah, Nokomis in Ojibwa, it means grandmother. So, grandmother. Amazing. It did. All of us swam in. And it nourishes. You knew that? Oh, right, cool. And it nourishes us here on Mother Earth. Water is sacred. And you're going to hear this many times. You're going to hear. I'm going to be also asking this one question on will destroy our land. And who do you think, or what do you think that black snake is going to be? It's going to be pollution, okay? Keep that thought in mind. Spoil the water, poison plants and animals, wreck everything in its path. So, stories tell. When my people first spoke of the black snake, They foretold for many, many years. Now the black snake is here. Its venom burns the land, courses through the water, making it unfit to drink. You say, he's got stripes? What? Pipe. Excellent. Yeah, without the head, it looks like a pipe. Take courage. I must keep the black snake away from my village's water. Rally my people together. To stand for the water, to stand for the land, to stand as one against the black snake. Now remember, so this is going to hear this again. We stand with our song and our drums. We are still here. It will not be easy. That looks like a pretty darn scary snake to me. Yeah, it looks like something you'd see in a... I'm going to probably have nightmares. It's big fangs. We fight for those who cannot for themselves, the winged ones, the crawly things. Right, there's the winged thing. But where's the crawly things in there? Where do you see the crawly? You saw a lot more than I did. You got a bunch of crawly things in there, right? And a grasshopper, and a snail. The four-legged, the two-legged, the plants, trees, rivers, and lakes. So there you go. Now you got some four-leggeds, some two-leggeds, which is what? The birds. Who else is two-legged? Who else is just two-legged? Up. Yes. You got it. We are all related. I think of this every morning when I look at my plants and I realize that the DNA that they have in their plants and their leaves, I share a lot of that DNA with them. I'm related to my house plants. Oh, you're here. Tears like waterfalls stream down, tracks down my face, tracks down my people's face. Why? Why are there tears? That's an excellent question. Why do you think there are tears? Because they're crying. They're very sad. Water is alive. Water remembers our ancestors who came before us. You see, we all have ancestors that came before us. And in this case, this girl is talking about the ancestors that were here before many of our ancestors. And that would be who? Who were the people here before many of our ancestors? How about the Native Americans, the indigenous? We are still here. We are stewards of the earth. Our spirits will not be broken. We are water protectors. The black snake is in for the fight of its life. And so, see, you're seeing here a lot of the people who have to fight against one of these black snakes. And many of them came from the indigenous tribes, the people that were here before many of our ancestors came. But some people, I knew some people that went there that didn't have ancestors that were indigenous, but they were called allies. And so if, you know, even if your ancestors didn't come, I mean, even if your ancestors came later, like my ancestors came, I can still be an ally for the water protectors. Can you all be water protectors? Thank you, Bert. Yes, I want a loud one. Can all of you be water protectors? Yeah. Oh, we can even do better than that. Can all of you be water protectors? Yeah. There you go, Miss Erin. They're all yours.
Thank you, Vicki. Today, we're going to stay in Scanlon Hall, so you can go back to your seats. All right, so because each of us carries joys and concerns with us daily, I would like to invite you to come forward and drop a stone representing your thoughts that you carry into the bowl of water up here, while Janine Silsby provides some calming music. And now the ushers will pass out the baskets for our Sunday morning offering. Please join me in singing from you, hymn number 402, From You I Receive. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and by this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and by this we live. Thank you for your generosity. Can you hear me okay? You can hear me? Awesome. In the story, we are water protectors. The Anishinaabe people fought against a pipeline that was being built because it would hurt the earth and pollute the water. This was a wonderful thing that they did. Usually it's not good to fight, but sometimes it's important. We can all be water protectors just like them. If something was threatening your water supply, would you do something to help it? Awesome. I think that most of us would, and that fills me with happiness. It is a simple thing and also a huge and wonderful thing. Before we go further into the service, think about the things that bring you the most happiness. I wonder, does it come in a plastic wrapping or in a brightly colored plastic package? Or is it something that can't be mass-produced and shrink-wrapped? Could it come in the form of a warm hug from a friend? Or maybe the memory of the song your mother sang to you before you fell asleep at night? Or the comforting presence of your pet when the world just feels gray? Or maybe it's a peaceful walk in the woods with the birds singing, the sunlight coming down between the leaves of the trees and miniature shafts of light, and the... I like hiking too, Bert. There are so many happy things. Well, I do enjoy adding to my collection of shoes. My favorite things by far are pretty simple. Creating art and music, exploring nature, spending time with my family, and coffee. I wrote a poem several years ago when I realized I was surrounded by quite a lot of plastic. There were some very pretty plastics available, and I had many varieties. At the time, I was teaching junior pre-K class. Estella was in pre-K, and Dylan and Kayla were in 7th grade, and very much into Legos and other cool, trendy plastic things. So between my classroom and home, I had an overabundance of the stuff. And honestly, I still do. I try to buy less of it now. But the availability is just so abundant and easy to get. I mean, it was way less expensive to outfit my dramatic play center with plastic jewels rather than real ones. And the plastic frogs, snakes, lizards, and turtles that lived in plastic bins in my science center were much easier for the children to play with on the pond rug and for me to maintain than had they been real. Life is not exactly simple when you're balancing 3 children, a marriage, and a job. You do what you have to. Okay, this Lego set will ease the tension of 7th grade. This plastic Pikachu cup will help you drink your milk. I'm in. Over time, though, my view on plastic began to change. I moved to the coast and became involved with beach cleanups and learned more about how the single use of plastics were hurting the coastal and ocean animals. All the waters and animals, really. I saw waves bring in seaweed with plastic straws and plastic bags tangled up, all within it. I saw birds that once were able to fly, now just tangled up feathers and pop can plastics. And I began to learn more. I recently read an article about how plants are now being found with plastics mixed within their cellular structure. See, the microplastics in the ocean are so small that they get lifted up along with water vapor into the clouds that then rain down onto the mountains, and then the microplastics go into the soils. And you see, the microplastics are so tiny, at this point, they're called nanoplastics, which the plants absorb as they grow. And I think about that article a lot. We might be very mindful of the chemicals that are sometimes sprayed on our fruits and vegetables, and we might eat organic, and we might wash the outsides. But what about the insides? And we really actually are consuming the plastic. Attorney General Tong wrote that as a result of the inescapable concentration of plastic microfibers in the world's water, it is estimated that globally, the average person may consume a credit card's worth of plastic every week. So, I present to you the plastic poem. It has been edited several times, and I am so hopeful that I can edit the ending just once more. Maybe my grandchildren's grandchildren will find it and add a happier, bright, sunshiny ending. I have hope. Estella and Neve are going to help me with the reading.
Plastic onion and a plastic Funyun, guns with plastic pellets and some plastic carrots too, plastic dishes and some plastic fishes, and a plastic treehouse for my star to play with too.
Some plastic candy, 'cause plastic's pretty dandy, and a pretty plastic mountain to sit by for the view. Some plastic chairs and some plastic polar bears, and don't forget your glasses made in factories for masses.
I have some plastic camels and a sphinx and pharaoh too, and a plastic pyramid that I could share with you, and a plastic wand and some plastic vines, and some plastic cheese to eat with plastic wine.
Here's a plastic bracelet and a plastic jeweled ring. These are things that make my heart go bling. And these pretty plastic shoes will help you not get bruised. I won't wear them yet because my plastic toes are new.
And we shall walk on plastic, and we shall eat yummy plastic, and it will be a really awesome diet, because the calories are moot. And we shall dance on plastic, and we shall sing on plastic, and we shall love the plastic, because the plastic loves us too.
We have plastic on our windows to catch the plastic air that sends shivers up my neck and gives a plastic scare. I have plastic in my pockets, I have plastic in my hair, I have plastic in my eye that proves my plastic glare.
It is the plastic that I dream of, it is the plastic that I love, it is the plastic that I really need, because
I love my plastic pebbles, my plastic pumpkins, gourds, and leaves, and I love my plastic teacup filled with plastic-tastic tea. I think we're off 2 pictures. That's okay. But I think I made a huge mistake. Yes, I'm the one to blame. I'm the one that bought it and played consumerism games. Because now there's plastic in the oceans and in all the creatures in the sea. And now there's plastic in the plants we grow and in the food we eat. And now there's plastic in the rain clouds bringing plastic to the trees. Maybe changing up our DNA, maybe changing our beliefs. Now there's babies born with plastic coursing through their tiny veins. Could it be that plastic is affecting our own brains? I used to love my pretty plastic. I embraced it every day. I wish I had been mindful. Now, I can only pray. Thank you. I don't mean for this service to be sad. Instead, I want us all to open our eyes. I want to inspire us to strive for a better future for our children and our grandchildren, and for our grandchildren's grandchildren, and for all the grandchildren that follow. What can we do now to help balance those scales? And thinking of our grandchildren's grandchildren, what will the world be like for them? I want to think it will be good. Maybe they will be harvesting ice from a meteor or a comet. Maybe they will have brought the gadgets from science fiction stories into real life. Or maybe there is an idea, a sparkling, brand new, and never thought of before idea that is right now sitting silently in the mind of a child here in Scanland Hall. Could it be that one of you will think of an idea that will help our beautiful planet as well as all the creatures and plants that call it home? This year, I am challenging the upper elementary and youth classes to work on this very topic on a smaller scale. It will be a side quest from their regularly scheduled Sunday morning RE. They will look at ideas to clean up riverbeds, creeks, and lakes, ways to preserve our waters, ways to help the flora and fauna of our planet affected by the lack of or overabundance of water, and raise awareness that our waters need to be protected. The RE children and youth already do a creek cleanup once a year for Earth Day, but I think we can do more. I think we need to do more. And speaking of protecting the waters, will the water protectors of the 4 directions please find your places? In just a minute, our water protectors will call out their directions, and afterwards, I will invite you to add your own water to the basin that calls to you. Did your water come from the North Pole or Nebraska? And please take it to the basin over here, protected by Neve, representing north. Did your water come from the East Coast, or Missouri, or Lake Shawnee? Please take it to this basin, protected by Waverly and Avalon, representing the East. Did your water come from the Gulf of Mexico, Wichita, somewhere else east? Add it to this basin, protected by Bert and his mom, Jasmine, representing the South. Or did your water come from somewhere in the West, like California or Colorado? Please add it over to the basin here, protected by Estella, representing the West. If perhaps your water came from your own sink or pool in Topeka, Kansas, or maybe from the exact opposite point of the globe, which happens to be in the middle of the ocean, by the way, I Googled it, just choose the direction that calls to you and take it there. If you were a visitor and didn't know to bring water, or if you were a longtime member that happened to forget to bring water, I placed a pitcher of water at each station for you to pour a little bit of UU water from, so that you can add to our collection as well, if you would like.
I call upon the waters from the north. The glaciers that slowly crawl the lands begin to melt, dripping their life back into the earth. I call upon the waters from the north.
I call upon the waters from the east. The Atlantic Ocean with its giant mighty waves carrying travelers on its back from distant lands. I call upon the waters from the east.
Okay, so go ahead and read right here.
I call upon the water from the south.
From caves and caverns deep inside the earth seeps crystal clear springs of the sweetest water imaginable, hydrating us and providing homes for our freshwater brothers and sisters. Read the sentence.
I call upon the south. The water from the south.
Good job.
I call upon the waters from the west, the Pacific Ocean with its magnificent cresting waves that explode like fireworks against the rocky outcrops on our beautiful shore. I call upon the waters of the west.
You may choose your direction. Bring your water. Oh,
you may choose your direction and add your water now. I think we can all just go as once. Water protectors of the 4 directions. You can bring your water carefully to the front and pour it into our collective pool now. Thank you. It is like a bond. Thank you. Excellent. You're good. Go. Hang on. We gathered our waters and brought them here from many sources to one. This is true UU water. Just like we have all come from different places and have had different experiences, so too has this water. From lakes and streams, oceans and ponds, pools and bathtubs, rain clouds and fog. From oceans halfway around the world, perhaps, to a pitcher of water from our very own UUFT. Yet somehow, it has all ended up in this place at this moment in time. I have some of the water from our communion from last year. It's been in the freezer. I'll add it to the pool now. We will keep some of this water, a mixture of all of our own personal waters and the waters of the past, in a safe place, and we'll add to it again at our water communion next year. I made backpack blessings for our children and youth. They look a little different than the ones I made last year and a little bit similar. I also made them for the rest of you. They are in the colors of our waters, blue, indigo, and green, to remind us that water is a part of us, just as we are part of the UUFT. Let our collective waters offer a bubble of protection to our children, youth, and teachers, and keep them safe as they head out into the world. I'll sprinkle one more time. These are also fabulous for adults to carry on as a purse charm or on a keychain. So please, everybody, take one as the RE children pass the baskets around. I can make more if we run out. If you do not get one today, let me know, and I will get it to you next Sunday. So, children, if you would like to help pass out some baskets, come on up. You want to help pass these out? Okay. You want to help pass these out? Very good. All right, so go help Bert. These I'm going to save up here. So help, you guys want to help on this side? Do you want to help Tondi over there? Very good. This basket is reserved just for the children of RE. I'm going to add one more sprinkle of water for an extra strong bubble of protection. Children, once you have passed out your basket, come back and pick up your own blessing. Children and youth. So children, you can come up and get one of your own if you'd like. Oh, or you already have one. That's okay. There you go. Good job. They have an extra bubble. Yeah, just switch it out. There you go. That's okay. You put them here, and very good. Thank you. Thank you. Just right there is good. Thank you. Here, you can choose one. Choose one. And Jasmine, you get one too. Water is life. We can't live without it, and we need for it to be clean. No animal or plant can consume water contaminated with plastics, oils, garbage, and chemicals and expect to thrive. We need to tend to it, filter it, conserve it, and share it with all of the other inhabitants in our interconnected web of existence here on our planet Earth. Please stand if you're willing and able while Janine leads us in singing one of my favorite UU hymns, Blue Boat Home. The lyrics will be on the screen.
And the piano is not working. We're going to do a cappella, and I know you can do it. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sailor. Oh, do you have any more? Oh, sorry. Are there any more? Is that it? Here we go. Oh. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we pilgrims, pilgrim souls, making our way by the light of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great boat home.
And Cynthia will come up and extinguish the chalice.
Before I extinguish the chalice, I'm going to pass around a sign-up sheet in case you wanted to meet with Reverend Shannon. So I'll pass that around and then I'll extinguish. The water must be hot or cold, not somewhere in between. Not room temperature, not boiling, not frozen, just hot or cold. Personal preference is important, but not when it wanders beyond this. The water must be hot or cold. There's still a choice, as choice is always important, but there is no room for exception when brewing the perfect cup of coffee. We'll have cookies and, I'd like to invite everyone to a delicious cup of coffee in the gathering space. Come join me before the coffee gets a little too cold to be hot or a little too warm to be cold. There are also cookies.
And we'll leave this out there rather than people having to sit around.
We'll put the sign-up sheet with the cookies.
There you go. That'll get them.
Thank you, everybody. Come join me for cookies and coffee.